starting it off wrong if we didn't talk about what's the biggest thing in the scene that's happening right now. And that's the whole situation that's going on with the Smash World Tour and Panda Global. So, Smash World Tour not too long ago released a statement basically saying, I mean, and this will have to be a serious TLDR because it take forever to explain it. I
Yeah.
mean, it took like a 20-minute video for me to break down just the first statement that came out. But basically, Smash World Tour came out and said that they were trying to work with Nintendo. Nintendo was kind of stalling them out on giving them a license. Nintendo reached out to them first and said they wanted to work with them. But then next thing you know, stuff got kind of stalled with getting a license. And then in the meantime of that, Panda Global was there basically behind the scenes making it hard for people to work with the Smash World Tour. People were afraid to do it because supposedly the CEO of Panda Global, Dr. Allen, was going telling people that they were going to be canceled. So they Smash World Tour went to Nintendo, was basically saying, hey, he's doing this. Nintendo said they was gonna handle it. They never did. It went on for a long time. Next thing you know, here we are the day before Thanksgiving, and Nintendo was like, look, we ain't gonna give y'all no license. And then at the end of the day, y'all can't run nothing without a license. So Smash World Tour came out and basically said, look, we gotta cancel what we got going on. Because Nintendo done said this. Nintendo came back and basically said that's not true. They basically violated safety and wellness protocols. We care about our people that love our game. We're gonna continue to work with Panda Global. Smash World Tour said they was confused about that because Nintendo knew the stuff that they were doing. Panda Global finally released a statement and basically came out and said, man, a lot of this stuff that's going on is not true. The only thing we'll admit is we did go to Beyond the Smash and we said something, Dr. Allen said something to them that was not in line with our morals and values. So they apologized for that. So they did kind of admit that something went on between them and Beyond the Smash. So it's just a lot of stuff going on right now. You got a lot of content creators and big people in the scene saying they ain't messing with the Panda Cup. A lot of people say they're going to the Panda Cup. And basically, a lot of people are at a point to where, like, look, if they didn't told Smash World Tour that the days are over to where you can't run a tournament, you can run a tournament without a Nintendo license. Like, where does the Smash community go from this? So, um, we'll give it over to Mr. Gaming Lift right now and get his opinion on what's going on and the things that he's seen. So, starting with you, Mr. Gaming Lift, it's a lot of that's going on. So, what do you think about it?
Yeah, this is I mean, this is like still trending on Twitter. Like this is definitely a lot to unpack, a lot going on. As I stated like in a personal chat earlier this week that it seemed like sometime in the LBC we can't have nothing nice, man. It just seems like stuff like this, just there's always something shady in the background lurking with a merger or company or like a team or something. It's just like it never can't be anything just like positive, and let's just do an event, run something good for the scene, for the community. I mean, and of course, Nintendo. We've made previous podcast episodes about Nintendo, the Nintendos or Nintendo Ninjas, whatever, however you want to call them. And it's kind of weird, I guess. It seems like what people are saying. Well, some people said, well, it's always like Nintendo and Panda were like hand in hand with something, and then Panda brought out their statement. It's like, no, that's not true. The only part is true is like Rexon said about Allen saying whatever he said. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like, why can't we just have a good event? Nintendo, it seems like they're so strict with their licensing and stuff. Like when people want to run events, it's just like just they're just so forward and focused on like, look, you can't run this event without and I get it, it's their game, it's their intellectual property. So that makes total sense. But it's like again, the people, these are a lot of the people that have bought these games and made you who you were, like have made the sales go up as high as they are. I mean, Smash is probably one of the most successful Nintendo games ever. So why wouldn't you just want to see people enjoying your game, playing it, having fun at an event? And it will definitely probably garner a lot more people to come to the event. You throw some huge thing like a World Smash Tour, people, it's gonna get a lot of eyes, a lot of attention. Then you're gonna get a lot of new players. Like, I want to, oh, that's pretty. They throwing a world tournament, a world tour for Smash. Like, that's insane. But lo and behold, here we are. Now it's gotten canceled. I did read something, an article on Kotaku about because the money that was involved, like apparently hundreds of thousands. I'm pretty sure some of this was a big venture, especially financially. And people saying they lost like hundreds of $1,000s just gone because they had made deals and little transactions and stuff, business transactions that have already went through. And so now that it's canceled, it's like they just lost that money. But I did see this somewhere where like the attendees got the full refund, so that's pretty dope that they're doing their due diligence to get people their money back. But again, it's just like why can't every time something like this comes up? I'm not gonna say every time, but a good amount of times, a good number of times, stuff like this happen, and especially with Nintendo, it's just like we can't have nothing nice, man. Can't have nothing nice. It's like I seen people on Twitter talking about, oh, I'm not gonna support Panda no more. I'm not going to a Panda tournament or all this stuff. And I guess that's probably part of the PR backlash that we're getting from people saying they did something bad. So now that's why they released that statement, I guess, to say, hey, well, we didn't really have as much going on as what was being said. So now at this point, it's basically kind of a he say she say thing, like, well, they did this, and Rexon said earlier, like, well, they did this and they did that. So really now it's like we still don't totally know everything because there's so much information coming from everywhere. And like I said, is Rexon said it's taking what a 20-minute video to break down even just one portion of it. So I just wish that when things like this happen, we could just have things just go smoothly, but it just seems like it's never the case, man.
Oh, is it? Are you done?
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
Oh, okay. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go on record and just say, man, personally, I don't think Nintendo cares about Smash all that much. Um, maybe that's a little harsh. I'll say that they don't really care about how they offend the community, like, you know what I mean? Because we were discussing earlier, man, they already got your money, dude. Like and it's not like they're like adding anything new to the game. And people know this, and they're still making money even now. They're currently making money off of Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. As they're like, man, we're just gonna keep making money regardless. Um, as far as like Panda Global is concerned, like one of the things they were saying is that they said that we're open, like our arrangement with Panda Global isn't exclusive, and they're open to working with other organizations. And I'm kind of like, now why would they say something like that? You know what I mean? It's just kind of like it's pretty much. It seems like they're kind of trying to move away from Panda Global without actually officially stating that they're trying to move away from Panda Global. That's just my opinion. I might be reading it wrong, but that's the way it seems to me. I mean, I'll be honest, man. Like Super Smash, like Mr. Gaming was saying, Super Smash Brothers makes them I would say, a whole lot of money. But at the same time, it's not their only cash cow. Like they have so many games that are just like they could throw like just almost any game and it'll be an instant hit, and people are gonna buy it because it's Nintendo. Like they had like the original Switch. Let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest. The original Switch was not that great. It wasn't. It wasn't that good. Like especially compared to all the different iterations that came out after it, not even close. Like the battery power was trash. Like the Joy-Cons you got at the beginning. A lot of you people out there, I know experienced Joy-Con drift because I did. I definitely experienced the pain of Joy-Con drift. It's it just wasn't that great. It wasn't that great, and they improved upon it. But that's what they do. That's what they do. Like they make like I guess their prototype, and then they just expand on it. The point here is that like Nintendo is going to make money regardless, even if even if it seems like they've offended everybody. People are still going to go out and buy their stuff like they always do. This whole thing with licensing and everything. Now that's it's an interesting issue because it seems like a lot of companies are kind of like doing that now. Like they're like, yo man, if you don't have that license, forget about it. But then it's kind of like Nintendo, their statement is kind of weird because they're like, we're not saying that you can't do the event, we're just saying that you can't do the event without a license. Okay, cool. Give me a license. No. Well, then I got to cancel it. Well, I mean, if you want to cancel it, that's on you. We're just saying that you got to get a license, which we're not going to give you. You know, so it's kind of like, then we have to cancel it. No, you don't have to cancel it. You just got to get a license. So it's like, it's really weird, man. And of course, like, a lot of this could be way off way off target, right? Because it all comes down to like what is said. We only have what we see in the public sphere, because like if you're just like going by what you read, I mean, which is what we have to go on, then you're like, oh, okay, you're kind of confused. But I mean, there is like an actual truth to what's going on, but we don't know it, and we might never know it. You know, so it's like, whose fault is it really? Is it Nintendo's? Is it Panda Global's? Like, it's too close to tell, because I mean, they are talking, yes, but these are all like PR. This is all PR stuff, right? This is stuff that's used to like circumnavigate like being blamed for anything. Like, nobody wants to take the blame for a Smash event not happening. Nobody wants that. So everybody, they're both going to be like, hey, listen, I didn't, it's him. Like, he should have got their license. Well, they don't want to give us like, listen, man, like, all you got to do is apply for the license. We're not going to give you one, but you still got to apply for one. And it's just like, they're just going to go back and forth. So I think it's going to be a little bit before we get like the whole 100% true story about what's really going on, you know, because right now it's just basically like they seem shady, and the other, the people that were called out are just saying like, well, they're shady too. So I don't know, man. Like, well, we'll see what happens. But honestly speaking, like, back to my original thing, I don't really think Nintendo cares that much about Smash Brothers Ultimate anymore. I think more now than ever, it's all about like protecting the image that they have, like in their minds, I guess, their collective minds, about what their IP should look like, who should be playing their games, what an event, Super Smash Brothers event looks like, and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm not sure whose fault it is as far as like why their license isn't being given out. But like Mr. Gaming was saying, they're pretty strict about that stuff, and they have every right to be. You know, like, let's be honest, like it's their property. They have the right to do whatever they want with it, but that doesn't mean we have to like it though.
It's so much to say about this thing, but I do my best to be as non-biased as possible. One thing he said was just like, you know, it's just so much information out there from everybody. Like, a person on the outside looking in, and also a person that tries to look at this as objective as they can, would just say, man, it looks like a lot of miscommunication was going on. Smash World Tour saying this. Nintendo said they didn't say that. They were saying this. You never had to cancel. If you canceled, it was on your own. We never told you that. Panda Global saying like, hey, we've been standing behind Nintendo. I mean, a lot of this stuff is false about us. We don't know what's going on. So we know a lot of times in relationships, you know, miscommunication can be something that like really like damages stuff. So we could say that could be a possibility. But you know, how a lot of people are gonna take it though, and you know how Twitter seemed to take it, and how we know people probably would take it. Nintendo has had a track record of just, I mean, like he said, it seems like they don't care about the Smash scene as far as like tournaments and stuff like that. They don't. I mean, like Devin said, we've had topics before that we've talked about how Nintendo is just like, oh, y'all having fun over there? Cut it out. You know, stop it. So, I mean, now it's seeming like if we go by Smash World Tour's original post they put out, Nintendo told them days of y'all running tournaments with no license is over. So so we got Smash World Tour basically saying, look, they told us we can't run the tournament, so we're just not gonna do it, you know, based off what they said. But then Nintendo saying we never said that to cancel it. So what are they supposed to do? Just run the tournament and hope you don't come out and say, hey, stop what you're doing?
Exactly.
So, you know, it almost makes it seem like, you know, Nintendo saying one thing in the forefront, but behind the scenes, you know, Mike Tyson at your friend don't like, keep on, run the tournament if you want to, you know. So I mean, it's it's just crazy, man. And then so looking at it from Smash World Tour's perspective, it's sad. They basically had to cancel their finals for this year. They made it all the way to the finals. That was like a week away, 2 weeks away, and now they have to cancel it. I retweeted a post on the TVFGC page where Hungry Box and IDSM, I think his name is, where BDSM was talking about like how people are gonna lose so much money, like just with the venue, you book the venue for these days, you cancel, they just gonna be like, I ain't giving you your money back. Like, what you want? Like, you said you was gonna be here, you ain't gonna be here. That ain't my problem. The building gonna be here. So that's just, I mean, that's the whole thing. People have lost so much money. They have to cancel so much stuff. They have people coming out to do documentaries. They have retainers. You pay them that money, you ain't getting it back. So people have just lost a lot of money. Coming from Nintendo end, I mean, I just don't know how you look at Nintendo favorably in this situation. I mean, it just seems like it's adding on to the fire that, like he said, they don't care about us, and they just go keep dog walking your stuff unless you're Panda Global. And then on the end of Panda Global, I'll just say this. I would personally love to see how Panda Global bounce back from this. I don't see how they'll ever have trust within the FGC or the Smash scene. I'd be surprised if all their players continue to rep Panda. If everybody keeps on having this mindset that they have with Panda right now, I see people just having to jump ship at Panda because, if you're associated with them and you keep repping their brand, being on their channels, doing stuff with them, and we don't like that brand, I don't see how Panda comes back from this. I would love to see it. Maybe this might be a situation where everybody just, hey, it'll blow over in 2 months, everybody will forget about it. But a lot of people are right now saying, I ain't never supporting Panda again. If Hungry Box has came out and said he's not supporting Panda Global anymore.
Wow.
So if you have Hungry Box, basically, as people know, probably one of the most famous people, one of the biggest faces of Smash Brothers, if he's saying I'm not supporting it no more, I mean, that's devastating. So I just love to see where this goes from here. So that's all I got. Anybody else got anything to add before we move on?